I bet my life and $100,000 on Breatharianism. And you might be thinking, how is this sustainable? It's truly impossible to go a week without food or water. There were doctors, blood tests, cameras, and other scientists monitoring me at all times. And I won the bet. If it's possible for one person, it's possible for everyone else too. It was all documented on national TV, and you can find it in my website, raymore.com, and my YouTube channel. And by the end of this video, you'll know if you have what it takes to practice Breatharianism. And Breatharianism is the right choice for you. There's one important thing that animals and centuries-old African tribes have in common, and that thing will change the way you think about food forever. By definition, Breatharianism is the claimed ability for a person to live without consuming food and, in some cases, without water as well. In reality, it is a complete change of mindset that allows the Breatharian to detach from the habit of eating. Fully committed students that pass the Breatharian initiation never come back the same. Some have removed negative friends, others have completely ended their bad relationships, and others quit their 9-to-5 in order to pursue the excitement of life. Part 1. Understanding the human body. Breatharianism is very powerful, so where do you start? In a small tribal village in Kenya, an elite group of runners train to compete in top running events around the world. Not only will they win, but almost every year they break a new record. Similarly, hundreds of years ago, hunters ran along the plains, sharing one specific physical trait with the runners of today. They are both very skinny. So step 1 to understanding Breatharianism is to understand that food is not actually your primary fuel source. Have you ever noticed after a heavy lunch you feel like taking a nap, or your productivity just isn't as high as it should be? Too much food and water can burden the digestive system. If your body is using, let's say, roughly 25% of its energy to break down the food that you eat each day, it's basically spending the whole day and the quarter of your body's energy just breaking down food and taking away your energy. So when your body needs the energy to do something else, like fight off a sickness, its natural response is to stop you from eating. Similarly, when a cat or dog gets sick, they stop eating immediately, and we see it as a sign that they're not healthy. That's because we've developed this idea behind food being our energy. When we get sick, we feel like we need to eat, even though food feels terrible. We force ourselves to do it. Really, what we should be doing is just drinking water or tea and letting our body heal. And this isn't something we just learned. Fasting is embedded in a lot of old religions and cultures. We just don't practice it often anymore. So the first thing you can do on your path to Breatharianism is to change the way you eat. If you're eating bread, meat, lots of carbs, you're burning a lot of energy. Start to change your diet to eat what monkeys eat: fruit, plants, things that are mostly raw and easy on the body. No processed foods, fake sugars, or salts. You will have a ton of energy if you'll be focusing on getting natural sugars and if you drink plenty of more water. I have personally noticed after reaching 30, a fake sugar high is like a bump of energy before a giant drop-off. By eating natural sugars that wear off over time, you eliminate that issue. Part 2, understanding what? Breatharians. Breatharianism begins with health and continues with character. Not only do you want to master your energy, but you truly master your mind and beliefs. If you're the healthiest person in the world, but without control over your mind, you're lost. You succumb to boredom, loneliness, anger, and other similar emotions quickly. And you cover those emotions with more workouts, terrible relationships, or bad eating habits. You simply have terrible coping mechanisms. And for lots of people, this has turned into a food addiction. It seems normal to watch a show with a snack or go out for dinner instead of doing something truly stimulating. And that's not your fault. Our modern culture has made it normal in TV shows, movies, and relationships. Have you ever eaten just because you were bored or because something simply smelled good? Let's say you walk past the kitchen and you smell a nice burger sizzling in a pan. Your original path was to the TV or to playing some video games or read a book. But now, intrigued by the good smell, you feel hungry. Suddenly, as you turn into the kitchen, you see the burger has mushrooms on it, something you absolutely hate. You're no longer hungry. And suddenly you find yourself figuring out something to do instead of eating the burger. So, are you hungry or are you just bored? Part 3, the solution. So, what comes next? How do you actually implement Breatharianism into your life? At this point, if you just want to water fast for a few days, lose weight, or think this is an easy self-help solution, you should stop watching the video now. If you're truly and really interested in understanding how this could change your life, then stay tuned and stay with me. So, as I've previously covered, most people think that Breatharianism is just no food and no water, essentially going cold turkey. But that's not true. We first tone it down to the most simple degree possible. Would you be able to run a marathon tomorrow or right now? No. But if you trained, you absolutely could after some time. In exactly the same way, you cannot just jump into a detox. You would not even be able to stop eating half the food you eat right now. You'd probably fail miserably the first few days and probably never try again. So, you want to start off with a liquid diet. Not only is it easier to eat, but because your body doesn't spend so much time and energy breaking the food down, you get that energy back in your brain and you will feel it as extra focus and solution-oriented creativity. Then you want to flush out as many toxins as you can. And to do this, you'll need to drink at least 2 liters of water per day for a while. If you eat less than normal, you don't need to drink as much water. But this will be the first test of your true will. In addition, your body will start to normalize your hormones and you will feel like eating less. The best part is, the effects are almost instantaneous. After drinking 2 liters of water for 1 or 2 days, you feel lighter and cleaner. Our body is amazing and it adjusts quickly to any change as long as we're persistent. Just like getting over a jet lag that only takes a day or 2. Imagine walking with a 10-pound weight every day. When you start practicing Breatharianism, you feel like you've lost that weight and in return, you gain more energy. Suddenly you're running upstairs, you're having more sex, and you're wanting to exercise. Imagine your mind 5 years ago. You are faster, brighter, and more focused. And after a few days of very light, natural eating, you notice the effects in your creativity, mindset, and activities. It's like working out. At the start, it's hard. Once you keep going and you build up momentum, you almost become addicted to it. And you don't want to go back to your old self. The next few days are the hardest, but your body adapts. Your stomach is going to shrink a little bit, so after a few days, you feel like you need to eat less and you don't want to eat more. But the mental games begin. All the energy that would have been used to digest food makes your mind faster, and you start to think about your problems and the things that are holding you back from a better life. If you didn't deal with these mental aspects of the detox, you will not be able to stick with Breatharianism, as it requires a mindful mindset. Part 4, the result. Like building any new habit, if you don't continue to practice it, it will fail to become a habit. Breatharianism has the 4 hardest habits to develop, all tied into one: diet, persistence, self-love, and personal development. Fasting isn't the answer, because once you stop fasting, you indulge. By practicing Breatharianism, you change your lifestyle and mindset to focus on you, your body, your personal awareness, and your freedom of choice. And so, if you're interested and want to know more, the first link in the description goes to my website. There you can find exact details about what a Breatharian initiation retreat looks like. And if you're committed, you can sign up for a week-long workshop with me. I've initiated over 1,000 people into Breatharianism, and there are a few things you're going to notice right after the workshop. You'll need at least 2 months without solid food. You can juice or smoothie when you need, but not as a breakfast, lunch, or dinner alternative. Some people get quite quickly back into normal life. There's a significant change, and the new you is going to meet the old you and together create a new person. And you're going to come back with a changed mindset, and you have mastered food in a mind over matter way. You prioritize more personal time, better diet choices and quantities, mastery of self-awareness, and your limiting beliefs. You will reach empowerment in yourself and understanding others much better. As you develop a deeper understanding and knowing of yourself, you start to reduce your stress and you begin breathing properly, which is slowly. Most people today don't breathe to the full capacity of their lungs. Please take a deep breath right now with me and notice how it makes you feel in your body. Here are 3 points you need to consider about your breath. Point number 1, have you ever noticed that if you're stressed, you just need to take 3 deep breaths? Not 1, but 3 in the same time period. Once you stop hyperventilating from the stress, you calm your heart down. When you breathe slowly, you're actually telling your body that it is safe, and in reaction, your stress levels decrease immediately. Point 2, in low life expectancy animals like mice, you'll notice a lot faster heart rate and breathing pattern. And this can be said about all smaller animals. If you want to live longer, slow your breathing down. Point 3, and the last point, is that the same thing applies to when you're hungry. Take more deep breaths, focus your breathing and mind to reduce that desire, and take deeper, profound breaths to the full capacity of your lungs. To summarize, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna change your mindset about breathing. Without food, you can live for a few weeks, without water a few days, but you can't live without breathing, only for a few minutes. Air is the energy, and that's why it's called Breatharianism.